हेलो फ्रेंड्स, नमस्कार। आज हमारा जो टॉपिक है वो यूके इंडिया रिलेशनशिप पर बेस्ड है। आज एक एडिटोरियल पब्लिश किया गया द हिंदू न्यूज़पेपर में, जिसमें भारत के और यूके के रिलेशनशिप पर कंसंट्रेशन डिस्कशंस की गई। नेवी एडमिरल वेन की wrote this article. I have already told you that India's relationship with UK is a strategic relationship. If we exclude the support and favor that is given to the Pakistan against India, then the remaining part would be that India's relationship with UK after 1947 is very nice. UK does know that what extent and how they should develop relations with India. The importance of India they know well, and its growing clout, political clout, into the world stage, stature India's is growing day by day, and they are looking at the global development, and they know their interest into the Indo-Pacific and Indian Ocean. That's why they know the value of India today, and they are also advocating that the they need India's support as well to put the world into the order. The current rules-based international order. They want India's help too to put the world order into the uh, Western-led system, which is current system. I want to some point which Mr. Wayne Key discussed. I disagree with that. How can India? I want to ask question. How can India support current international order, which is unjust? The unjust order. How India can support that? India is seeking continuously global institutional reforms like United Nations Security Council and World Trade Organization and World Bank. The World Bank institution for which it is made for is failing to do so. The purpose of lending that these institutions should do, they are failing to do that. The mandate that is given to them. United Nations Security Council, we are witnessing right now that the permanent member has veto power and they are exploiting the institutions. So institutions is largely failing to protect the world peace and put the international order into the order. So these institutions are being exploited. These institutions needs reforms. India is proclaiming here and there and calling it again and again, but nobody is listening it. We are witnessing wars. These Western-led institution is unjust. Then how India can do it? But come to the point that this Mr. Wayne Key is discussing. He's calling India uh, to be friend and ally and partner of the Western-led institutions, which is they are the master. UN Security Council member, those who have veto power, is the master of the global politics. Strategy of he is also saying that the strategies of isolationism and coercion have rarely produced strong coalitions. Rather, it is our friend and partnership and allies who will be our source of support and strength against the challenges we face. So they want to put forth India as a front, you know, soldier, but India is not going to do that. India know what is our interest and how should I respond to that interest, how to protect that. Rules-based international order have kept the world in order for decades, and it is incumbent on us as like-minded proponent of peace and prosperity. Everything, whatever he is writing, is good. His public discussion is good, but what they does, their actions doesn't support their words. You know, they discussed when they comes to the public, they make the social capital, uh, social politics. But when their actions doesn't support their words, they do exactly the opposite what they speak. That's the problem. They cannot be trusted. You know, and trust is very foundation of any relationship. Defense industrial partnership with India, that is nice. He is saying that electric warship propulsion to complex weaponry and jet engines are being given to India as well. Technology is being shared with India. Uh, Mr. Boris Johnson, when came to India 3 years ago, they discussed the electric propulsion warship systems will be delivered to India and jet engines as well, but it is in the process. They have not finalized yet. Negotiations is going on that matter. Military education ties as well is discussed. He is also claiming that rapidly deepening of India-UK defense ties. That is yes, but India is concerned they should also address that. They know their interest, but they don't know how to uh, what is India's interest and how to pacify and support India's cause. A shift in the he is also saying that a shift in the center of gravity of the global economy is already underway, and by 2050 it will sit firmly into the Indo-Asia Pacific. You know, the in Asia there is China, India, Indonesia, and uh, Japan and South Korea. If these nations put together their GDP, it would be equal to the Western countries' GDP. But the India's, uh, growing trajectory of economy by 2050 and China's is India would be the second largest economy in the world, and China would be the first. And entire GDP of global GDP will center of gravity of the entire economy of the world will shift towards the Indo-Pacific. That's why they want to get their share as well. They are reading it uh, rightly. And if you look the history, $44 trillion they have looted India into the colonial 200 years colonial period, calling India and the world have a common interest in ensuring this wanton violence and disregard for international law and not allowed it to become any normalized. So that's the he only saying that whatever the international law system is right now prevailing, it must go and on and on. Okay, so the system that is there must be remains as it is. But India didn't support that system. We need a just system in which the voices of the global south, which is India, is a leader of global south, must be heard. India is in the global institutions must be reformed, and the power politics and center of the power political system must have to equally distributed through all the continents. Not only should be governed by these Western nations. These Western global institutions currently we are witnessing since 75 years is driven by the Western ideology, Western system. The language, even though we speak, is the Western language. Why these nations should not know Hindi, you know, or different languages for that matter? But we are aggressively pursuing their language to communicate. That's why they are pumping their ideology, because the language system we understand, they don't understand my language. You know, the one-way traffic is there. That's the problem. The Ukraine issue, everybody knows that. Whatever happening in the West, everybody does know. Because if there problem anywhere in the world, non English speaking countries, English speaking the South, global South countries, largely they didn't get attention up to that level because they don't have importance up to that level. You know what I am saying, that the Western dominance is too high. Their cause, their concern, their pain is the world's pain, but others, vice versa, doesn't get that much level attention. That's the problem. Mr. Jaishankar is always saying that it is unjust system. Voices of everybody must be heard. Concerns. Suppose that the problem that is the Palestinian is facing. Suppose that this problem, this kind of problem, the suffering of the people, do you think the UK citizens can face it? Or United States citizen can face up to that much suffering? Or the invasion of any other country by the suppose that hypothetically you have to understand it. Suppose that Russia attacks to USA and USA citizens suffering as same as the Palestinians suffering, then what United States will does? But do it. they will definitely use the maximum power and force to repel that. They will change the entire ecosystem of the world. You have to understand the importance life of the Palestinian people. Do you think doesn't have any importance? But the word order that they are every attempt done by various countries into the United Nations Security Council for humanitarian aid or even ceasefire in the Gaza Strip. Every time United States and its Western allies stopped, they vetoed it. They are supporting cause and concerns and sufferings of the Palestinian people. And they are justifying it into the global order. It is right now happening good. Yeah, definitely the Hamas, whatever have done, is wrong, unjustifiable. We don't support it. But the Palestinian people, the, you must have to remove from your mind that they are the Muslims or anybody else. You have to understand the people is suffering. And they are claiming, these countries are claiming they are the protector of human rights, but are they not the human? The Palestinian is not the human. Why they are not getting the attention? The world order is unjust. So that's why we are wanting to this system must be changed. So thank you very much. The report, the article Mr. Wayne Key wrote is must be seen from their ideas, but that is not right. I don't support these ideas. You know, the system is unjust. Whatever is happening by that system is unjust. So we must have to first change the system, and then come to the world order, and then we will protect that order. We want our share into the global politics. We want voice of must be these countries of global south to be heard. Then if the world would be just, then the things should be just. If the things is unjust, then mm, entire thing would be unjustifiable. So thank you very much. I don't support Mr. Bain article. I have many disagreement with this, but they can, publish their article. Thought and expression, liberty, freedom. Thank you very much for listening.